This is really a privilege to be able to share a few things, a few memories about my best friend. I'd have to say, growing up as a child, Darrin and I connected in our early teenage years. We had a strong connection. At first, we didn't realize it. I just saw him as a little younger than I was, and and I found out that I guess we were related, like second half cousins or something, through his mom and my mom or something like that. Anyways, I've never quite understood that connection. But Darrin invited me over to his house and we just started talking and we got pretty close, connected. I had found out that he liked skiing and I had just started up the sport of skiing by using some old head skis that I had bought from my neighbor. And I thought I would try it out. And I had no idea if I'd be good or bad or what. But I became quite good at it, and right from the very start. And and so when I met Darrin, I saw that he found out that he liked skiing, and we started talking about it. And as Darrin talked, and as I saw his skis and his boots, and I thought, wow, he's got some nice equipment. So he must be really good. And I'm just learning, just starting out. And and the more we talked, the more I loved what he was saying. Now I'm going to tell you a story about Darrin that happened really early in our friendship, and it connected us in a very powerful way. I want to share it with you because this gives you some insight into the character of Darrin Sivertsen, what his heart is, and really what he's about at the core. And a lot of times you can't see what people are really all about until you get into their hearts. But Darrin and I connected very quickly. And I want to share this with you. This is a powerful story. And by the way, let me just preface this whole thing by saying I have so many memories of Darrin and I in bonding experiences from scout camps. Darrin and I ran the scout camps, from scout camps to skiing to, I mean, it was just, we did everything together. But I'm going to tell you one experience that just sort of got very powerful in our lives, and it happened right from the beginning. So I was sharing with you how we were talking about skiing. We became quite familiar with each other through skiing. But the true test was when we would go up on the hill together, and because we hadn't really seen each other ski. No, I was brand new, but I wasn't really leading on to that. And we went to we one night we went to a ski resort, a place called Pascapoo. It was right there in Calgary. It was just sort of on the outskirts, and we would ski there at night or and sometimes on the weekends. It was just a little teeny one chairlift sort of an operation, and it wasn't very long. We'd go up and come down, and it was kind of a no big deal. But Darrin, it was really special in that when we went skiing and we'd come back from skiing, we'd the, the very first time it happened, we went down into his cool room. His room was built special for the location. It was a room that was modified to be right underneath the stairs that would of course come down and up, and it was so sort of a small profile, low roofed room, kind of like a boy cave, you know. So it was just perfect, and he had cool posters up of skiing and so forth. So I loved his room, and we would go into the room, and he had these magazines, skiing magazines. I never had any skiing magazines. So Darrin was way more advanced than I was as far as reading materials and knowing information about skis. And I really admired that about him. But this is the part that I admired most, that connected us in a very heart to heart way. And we have stayed connected. But it almost makes me cry talking about it because it's so powerful. And your dad and I connected in such a powerful way. Here it is. We got back, we went down into his room, and I'll never forget this. He pulled out the skiing magazine, and we'd get pictures of people, and he did this first. He saw a picture of a maneuver a person was doing. It might have just been a turn or something. He said, and he went, "Doug, you look like this when you ski." And I looked at that skier, and it was just like, wow, I look like that? I mean, I was so built up by that first comment. And right away, I was all on board. I mean, at the next picture that I saw that looked like a maneuver he was doing, I said, well, Darrin, you look like this. And we would do that. I'm not exaggerating, for literally hours. We would sit there and look at magazines and look at maneuvers that people were doing, and we would say, you look like this, and you do it like this. And it was so building. Darrin is a person that has a way of truly connecting at the heart, truly connecting inside. That was our connection. That was the start of our amazing friendship. And I'll tell you, it just blossomed from there, because everything we did was about skiing, and it was about everything to do with skiing. So we would, if he went and bought a pair of skis, I was buying the same kind of skis. If he went and bought boots, I was buying the same kind of boots. I mean, everything was identical. Our skis, our boots, our bindings, our outfits. You're just not going to believe this, but we were identical in our outfits. We had these red stretch pants with a blue stripe down the side, tights. You know, the kind you see like people run with, you know, and that's what it was. These thick tights that you have trouble even putting on, we pull up, and they were red with blue stripes. And then we had sweaters that were red and fade into a yellow up top. And we were identical with our sweaters. And our jackets were identical. So on the ski slope, we literally looked like total twins. We were identical. And it was so cool. And we were so proud of that. Like, you think, oh man, that is so dumb, you know, so cheesy. But I'm telling you, we felt so cool in those outfits. Nobody was as bright and fantastic looking as we were. We were it. We were the bomb on the hill. And I'm telling you, from there, our relationship just mushroomed. And anyways, so that's a little bit about Darrin. That's a story that tells about his character, his heart, that was a main thread of fabric that ran through our relationship, and it has continued to this day. And so I love you, Darrin, and happy birthday. I'd sing for you happy birthday if I could sing, darn it, but I can't. So know that I love you, and happy birthday, brother.